There are many places to turn for mental health help, but in a crisis situation, those options could be limited.
News Channel 18's Nicole Kahn investigates gaps in mental health services and cracks in the system. Nicole?
Jeff, it can take some time to find a bed at a mental health facility in an emergency. The number of inpatient beds is shrinking, but the need is not.
This is the only place people in Tippecanoe County who are court-ordered to get mental health treatment can go.
We are the only facility in this area that takes emergency detentions.
An involuntary commitment usually happens after a police officer becomes involved in a situation and determines the person could harm themselves or others. About half of the patients who come to Riverbend Hospital each year are court-ordered there. The facility has the capacity for 60 beds, but only about 20% of them are being used.
So we only have 16 beds for a 10-county area. So we have to be very careful about how we use that very scarce resource.
16 is the maximum number of patients the state will allow the facility to treat.
Medicaid will only pay for services not in a general hospital if it's a small unit that can only be 16 beds or less.
The state licenses Riverbend Hospital. Riverbend loses funding if it treats more people than the license allows. Franciscan St. Elizabeth Health Lafayette also offers a psych ward at home hospital, but only takes patients who voluntarily commit themselves. Hospital says having two paths for mental health care, voluntary and involuntary, works for the Tippecanoe County community.
Our environment is really set up for the patient who wants to actively participate in their treatment, that is really looking to get better.
So if the beds at Riverbend are full, that leaves police and emergency department social workers scrambling to find an open bed outside of the county. But it's not just the small amount of emergency and voluntary committal beds that causes placement problems. The average stay at Riverbend is 6 days. Hospital is a short-term inpatient recovery center. A patient who needs long-term care is sent to a state hospital, but only if or when a bed is available. Until then, a patient remains at Riverbend, squeezing bed space.
There's fewer and fewer state hospital beds.
Both Riverbend Hospital and the police say the majority of people who are involuntarily committed are accepted at Riverbend.
Most of the time we can get somebody in, but we do fill up from time to time.
But it's those times the person with a mental health crisis is left waiting to get help until they can be matched with another resource.
Because Riverbend Hospital is a short-term care facility, it does try to find people outpatient services as soon as possible, both to help free up beds for other emergency patients and get patients back to their regular routine. Join us again tomorrow night on News Channel 18 at 6 and 11 when we take a look at mental health care for inmates in the Tippecanoe County Jail. And for more on this story, go to our website, WLFI.com, and click on the special report button in the top right of the screen. Nicole Kahn, News Channel 18.